Alrighty, I'm going to show y'all how we can make to-do lists in MoreBrainSpace. There's a couple of different approaches we can do here. I'm just going to start by making a new node called to-do. This is going to be a list. Let's just say I'm going to, let's see, hang up some art. Let's go with mow the lawn. And what else are we going to do? We're going to get back to Mark. Cool. So right away, this is just a list. We can't do anything. If you wanted to remove it from the list, we have to delete it or something, but we can do better than that. So we're going to go into the settings for to do. And here I'm just going to change its type from just being a normal node. Again, that's just text. We can change it to a type of property, and the property is going to be a checkbox. If we go back, now we can see each one of these has a checkbox available to it. And then we can say, all right, let's say I finish, let's say I mowed the lawn. We can add a filter that is to do. I only want to see, I want to exclude ones where it's been done. So we will save the view. So now when I finish something, I can check it. And if I refresh the page, when I get back to it, it's gone. If I want to see everything that was on the list, here's all my finished stuff. If I just want to see everything, there it all is again. Cool. So that's one approach. Another approach that I like to have, so actually let's keep going with this one for a second. Let's say my to-do list is getting really big. I'm going to refresh and get back to my default of just the ones I have not done yet. What we can also do, let's say that there's some things that are for work, some things that are for home, right? So what I would probably do here is, if you wanted to have them all in one place, I would just start and make, this is like a, personal to do, let's say. I make that, and then I can just say, all right, when I add a new personal to do, when I tag something personal to do, I also want it to be tagged to do. So that's one way you can do this. Now I can go back. I can either look at all my to-dos, and I can see the ones that are personal, and then let's say this one's personal, and this one's personal. Let's go with um, deliver report. Let's just say that's a work to do. Let's do the same thing here. We're going to say work to-dos are also should just be included in my to-dos list. I could just make these totally separate lists, but what's nice here is we might want to start to build out some more features here, right? So let's go back. So now when if I am just thinking of something totally new, I can just click new or command 2. I'm going to think of, okay, I got to get back to Stacy, right? And I'm going to say that is a work to do. Suddenly it gets added with this to do item. I can see it here. Again, I can have this filter of, I just want to get rid of the ones that were completed. And now let's add this, or I can go and see all my to-dos and see, okay, some are work and some are personal. They're all going in there. Let's say I want to be a little bit more nuanced here. So not only do I care about to-dos, okay, I'm already on to-do. I also want to just know generally how much time it's going to take, right? So I'm going to add a new tag that gets in here, which let's just say this is like a time box. And we're going to say a time box is going to be a property with a number value. So this is just generally how much time I think it's going to take me to do it. So I can go back, and now I can go back to my to-dos, and they all have this on here. I'm going to say, okay, this is, maybe 5 minutes. This is going to take me 60 minutes. This is going to take me 5 minutes. So if I have a big long list of to-dos, I only have 5 minutes, or let's just say this is 10 minutes just to make this example a little better. We can say time box, and we're going to say something that's less than or equal to 10. So that gets us down to my two, 10 and under list items that I can get into. Cool. One other way we can start to do this, one pattern that I like, instead of using just this Boolean by itself or the checkbox, I like to make a more nuanced categorization of the types of to-dos I have. So for like a bigger list, if I'm working on a project, let's go with this is like game to do. Say I'm working on a game and I have a lot of like ideas for features and stuff. I'm going to say this has a stage. So what stage is this to-do item in? I'm going to click on stage, click on settings. Again, I'm going to change it from a property, change it to a property type, and the property is going to select an existing node. So let's get back to this one. Let's go back to, what are we doing? Game to do? Perfect. So let's add an item in here. Let's say this is going to be like add a log out feature. And then maybe there's another one. And then I'm going to say this is actually, this is ready to go. We know what we're doing here. I'm going to go back to this. By default, I want my stage, when I go to game to do, that's what it is. So under game to do, I can say the default is going to be inbox. So whenever I add a new thing, it just automatically gets in the inbox. That just means I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. All right, let's go back. I might have another one that's like, come up with a new level. And let's just say that that is something that needs a little bit more thinking. So I'm not ready to start working on it. I need to plan it out. This is my plan. And then let's just say I have another one that is add bonus for winning it all. I don't know what that means, but let's just say we already did that one. So this is just going to say this is complete. So what I would do here is I'd say by default, we're going to filter the stage and we're going to remove things that are complete. So anytime I move something into complete, it's ready to go. If I want to start taking notes on this feature, let's say I'm working on this one, I can click this circle to go right to it, or I can just start adding notes about it right away, like should be able to log back in, redirect to login right away. I might decide these are two separate points. Just kind of taking some notes on this whole thing. Another thing that's kind of cool to hear too, let's say that I want to have a template every time I am going to plan something for my game, right? So if we go to plan, we can add some sections here. So I want to know what's the goal. What are my decisions? Like, what am I going to do? And what are my lingering questions? Like, what do I still need to figure out? Cool. So when I go back, so now if I look at this one, I'm going to go back to my game to do. If I look inside of this one, it now has sections for me to write my goal. The goal here is make it more exciting for existing players. Cool. And then I might add some more notes here about all of these things, like what's the theme going to be? And then I might add some more thoughts about this question. Like I might just have a list of like jungle, desert. Might come up with more ideas, and then I can just start thinking through all of these things. Again, if I click on here, I can get straight to it. And then once again, even if wherever I am, I can go here, click new, I can just start typing, or I can click command 2, and that'll get me to a new page. And then let's say I come up with another idea, like add a boss level. with an evil toaster. And I'm going to say this is a game to do. And then I'm going to say, all right, I want to start planning this right away. There we go. I can start digging into it. Make people really scared. Cool. That is how we can do to-do lists.